So today I am going to be doing a Red Queen inspired look. I was watching Alice in Wonderland and it just popped in my head. I know that there's like a lot of people who've done it already, but I kind of want to do like my own like wearable look. So yeah, I'm just going to kind of just get into it. I have nothing to do, and so I figured I might as well record. So I am starting off with primer, and this is the Too Faced Hangover primer. I haven't used this in a while. And I have all my notes, of course. Smells like coconut. It smells good. Oh, I love it. Oh, man. I've been so tired today, and I've gotten a lot of stuff done. So hopefully I'm getting back into the schedule. I have a video uploading right now. It's taking a while. But that's okay. I'm trying to get back into the Monday, Wednesday, Friday schedule if I can. If I can't, it is what it is. Okay, so for foundations, I'm mixing today. I am using the NYX Can't Stop, Won't Stop, and I'm going to be using the L'Oreal Pro Matte in the shade 102, and the next one is in Pale. 102 is like super dark on me. Like, way too dark. And this one, the next one is just really weird on my skin. And so I want to try it out and see if I can fix them and make them just right for me. Seems like it got clogged. Okay, alright. That is more than enough. And I'm going to shake up this one. Now this one I haven't used in a while. You can tell it kind of separated. But it looks a lot darker than what it's showing. Like in the tube it looks super light, but you can see by this bottom corner here it's super dark. And I'm just not that dark. You know, it's just, it doesn't happen like that. And you can see by my hand, like that is dark. That's like way out of my comfort zone. So I'm mixing these two together and just trying to get a decent shade. You know, I'm hoping it's not like too dark. Looks a little neutral. That's okay. That's something I can work with. On camera it looks really light, but in person it looks really neutral. So I'm going to take this on my Real Technique sponge. I know it's very dirty. I wear a lot of makeup. Okay. Definitely full coverage, I'll tell you that. Whew. What? Okay, it looks really light. It's not really that light. It's actually kind of dark. Oh, let me cut this off, see. Yeah, that's better. You can see it's a little dark, but maybe I'll just leave my Daniel Mirror light off. I guess it just this light is really tricky because it's an LED light. And so it's very tricky because it's so bright and it's right here, so you can't really tell what I'm talking about. But then if I don't, okay, well, I don't know. It's so hot. I still don't have AC. I still have, by the time this video goes up, it'll probably be another 2 weeks before I get air. And it's hot. And I'm starting to notice, like, some of my makeup is actually melting, and I'm actually really concerned. It shouldn't be melting, you know? But, like, obviously when you have lipsticks and when it gets really hot, they melt. And it has me concerned, obviously, because liquid lipsticks aren't bad because they're already lipstick or liquid. My actual lipsticks that I wear occasionally, that I love, they're kind of like, they're not completely melting, but they're definitely a lot softer. And I'm just like, no. But I do have to say, with this hot weather, and with it being so hot, it has helped my skin stay a little bit more oily. So foundations like the NYX one will fit me perfect now. Which is nice because most of my foundations are matte. Because at one time, see if I go on my own spot. At one time, I had very oily skin. I mean, blotting papers out the door. Like, it was so hot. I went through like a whole pack of them. But now, I guess because I'm getting older, my skin is just changing. And so, I don't know. But this is the Pro. I did add the L'Oreal Pro Matte. So maybe that's what's giving the shininess too. Like the NYX one, I put it on and you're like, you're matte. Like there's no shine, no nothing. And so, I don't know. But it is pretty nice. And I think now that the shade is warmed up to my skin, I think it's gonna match pretty good. I'm hoping. Yeah. I've spent like 10 minutes already. I just run my mouth too much. It's plain and simple. Okay. For concealer, I'm taking the Jeffree Star concealer in the shade C2, which seems to be a really good highlight shade for me. And I'm going to put this under my eyeballs. Put this on my forehead, down my nose, above my chin, or on my chin, above my Cupid's bow. Just to get. That shade might be a little too dark because it's oxidizing. That's okay. I'm fixing it. No big deal. Okay, now on to blending. Which this literally takes no time to blend because it's so good. Yep, like literally. Just a little few touch up. And it's blended. That's it. That's how quick it went. I am gonna, however, look up. It looks really pretty. Okay, for my second concealer, I'm taking the NYX Can't Stop Won't Stop in the shade Pale, which matches with the foundation. And I'm going to put this right under my eyes too. Not to say that the Jeffree Star one doesn't have enough coverage, it's just my dark circles are so bad that one concealer doesn't cover it anymore. And so I have to kind of double up a lot. I hate it. Because it makes my under eyes look so cakey sometimes. Okay. Now I'm going to blend that in. I know I'm staying very quiet, but I don't know, I just have nothing to say. No, I've just been watching a bunch of drama and stuff, and I'm not really into all that, so just gonna keep to myself. I'm gonna add a little more, just to do it. Very different. The beauty community is very different than other communities in the sense that there's a lot more drama, a lot more competition, a lot more of everything. And I don't understand why. I mean, I get it that there's people who are passionate about other things, or about some things that some people aren't, but still. And something I've also come to realize is it's very hard to have friends in the beauty community, which is sad, but I don't have many friends either, as is. I mean, I do have friends, but like through work, but most of the time outside of work, I don't have anybody. I see a few people here and there, but other than that, I don't see anybody. Okay, for setting the under eyes, I'm using the Jeffree Star powder in translucent. I actually really do enjoy this powder. It's like the Fenty Beauty powder, but it's just a little bit thicker. That's not the word. It's like, I don't know how to describe it. Oh, and it smells awesome. Okay, so I'm going to get out all the creases, fix myself up, get it together, and then going in with powder. And this stuff really does blow your pores out. Like, when I first tried it, it did, and then for a little while I just stopped using it because I didn't think it was doing what it was supposed to be doing. And then the other day, I used it, and it was actually really nice. And now, I'm back at it again. The only issue I have is that, like, I can't put it on a wet sponge. Like, it just cakes up a little bit. Not bad. Not, like, bad. But still the fact that it cakes up, like, it just kind of, like, it's weird. I mean, it's a nice powder, but it's just a weird way that it kind of cakes up a little bit. smells awesome. Okay. Okay, closing this up. I made the mistake one day of leaving that open. It's a mess. And I'm not taking any excess powder, but I'm gonna just tap that in to my skin. Really buff that into my nose and whatnot. And definitely tapping in the creases on my lids. And I'm taking some of that leftover powder. I'm not adding powder, just whatever's on my sponge. Tapping over top. There we go. That's a better base for me to work with. Okay. And then let me put some of my stuff away. Oops, I have my foundation thing right here. It's gonna be a long video. I can tell. It's gonna be a long video. Okay, so my face powder, I am using the Fenty Beauty in Butter. And put this in the lid. There we go. It's a very nice powder. I'm not even gonna front. It's very nice. Tap that in my face. Basically all over my face. I'm gonna double up on the powder to catch any fallout because the shadows I am using, or I will be using, are very pigmented and they do have fallout. I know from experience, so just to skip the nonsense, I'm just gonna go ahead and double up on powder. And also I am going out, so it's a little hot. It's just a little hot. Yeah. And I'm just going to take a tiny bit more. And put this under my eyes. Just pack it on. Yep. By the time you are seeing this, there's been just a whole bunch of drama that I'm not into and I'm not very happy about. You know, this is an industry, it's a beauty industry, honestly, and it's just like, there are definitely people who are passionate about what they do, and there are definitely people who are not passionate and not supportive of people. Like, I'm the same way. Like, I don't support certain brands. It's just drama. I'm not a fan. Okay. Now, I am getting a drink. It's dripping water everywhere because it's so hot in here. And I'm wearing black and all that powder's on my shirt. For those of you who wear black and do makeup, I don't know how you do it. for this look. I'm actually super stoked about it. I'm really excited to try it out. It's something out of my comfort zone. And yeah. So, to start off, I'll put this over here. I am going to be using the Take Me Back to Brazil palette from BH Cosmetics. And I am taking the red, which is like it's just a straight up red. It's this one here. I used it for Halloween, which is why it's so dirty and gross. I'm going to take this on the BH Cosmetics, I don't know what number this is, but it looks like this. And put this in the crease. Oh, and I forgot that I put powder, so of course it's not as pigmented. So I'm going to tap it in. If you notice that with shadows, like something just doesn't seem right, like it's either patchy or whatever, it maybe just tap it in first and get the shape of your eye first that you want. And then go in and blend it in. And red eyeshadows are hard to come by. I remember years ago there were like no red eyeshadows. And now there's like a whole bunch of them coming out and it's like, yay! I believe Makeup Geek has one. Jeffree Star definitely has one for his Blood Sugar palette. I can't remember anybody else. Other than BH Cosmetics, obviously. And James Charles has his, which I will be using. Yeah. There's more options now, which I appreciate. Ooh, that stained my brush. Oh well. Okay, now I am going into the James Charles palette, and which is this one. And I'm going to take You're Kidding, which is that bright red, beautiful. Yeah. And I am going to put that below the transition shade. It's a more pigmented, more powerful red, so it'll be more red. There we go. Like I want that fire red, like that, like the Red Queen has in Alice in Wonderland. I watched the real life, like the action one, not the cartoon, the other one. The one with Helena Bonham, I can't say her name. The one that was dating Tim Burton. I was very upset when they broke up. But, you know, life happens. But still, that's one of her best movies ever. And I'm gonna flare that out a little bit because I went a little too short. And I'm just gonna bring it out. Like, we're going way out, so it's like a little bit past my brow. It looks like a mess right now. It will not look this bad. I promise you it will look a lot better. Okay. And I am only using this brush so far. I normally don't use the same brushes, but stuff happens. Has a lot of kickback. What is this? Okay. Now, to deepen the crease, which one do I want to use? Oh, I'm definitely going to need this. I most definitely, does this have stuff on it or is it just stained? It's just stained. This one I think is just stained, but this is the BH Cosmetics, I don't know what number this is. It's any of them that look like this. It's kind of flat, like a flat tapered brush. Looks like this, and it's like flat. Like an oval. And I am taking the BH Cosmetics Sylvia Gani palette. And I am taking Sisterhood, which is this deep, rich burgundy color. It's really pretty. And I think it'll go perfect with this look. Especially for what I have for the lid color. So I'm putting this in my crease and in the outer V. And I'm blending that throughout my whole crease. And the outer V. And I want to tap it on first and then blend. Just to get the pigmentation. And you can tell with the fallout what I was saying about the powder. Tap, 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 tap. You want to leave some space on the lid for your lid color. So, and actually while I'm here, I'm going to go into Unapologetic, which is the black, and only use like a teeny tiny bit. Like a teeny tiny. And deepen it even more. Just in the crease. Not all the way, just like halfway with most of it, and then the rest of it, just kind of like brush it in. So like you do like most of the pigmentation here, and then you just kind of glide it into your crease. Like that. And if you think that you went too dark, it's okay. Just go back over with your dark red, Sisterhood, and just blend it. And you'll be fine. It's still going to be dark, but it's not going to be like black. If that makes sense. Okay. Now, going back in with your kitting, and I'm going to blend the dark red, black, and make sure there's just a little even gradient. And most of this is just a lot of blending. And then going back in with the red from the Take Me Back to Brazil palette and blending that just above where I put your kitting. Now, just for this, I am going to take a white eyeshadow. I just don't know which one I want to use. Since I have this out, I might as well use it. I'm going to use Flashback from the Morphe palette. And really pack it in. Really pack it on. Like, pack it. And blend out the edges of the red. Ooh. And this white, I appreciate that it's buildable, but at the same time, it's like really hard to work with because like you want that bright white to be able to blend, and it just won't. But I knew that was gonna happen. But that's what I have so far. I might need to go in and touch up a little bit to get my shape right as far as my eyes. But I have two definitely different colored, I mean not different colored, different shaped eyes because I have a lazy eye on one side. So a lot of people couldn't tell that, or can't tell that, but I can see it clear as day. Okay, so everything is blended. I'm just going to go back in with that brush, no extra product, and just blend it out. Okay, everything over to the side. Now, for my lid, I am taking one of the Stila Shimmer and Glow eyeshadow things, and this is in the shade Starlight. And I'm going to put this on my lid. This is more gold than what I wanted, but I'm going to fix that in a minute. This is definitely more gold. But I am going over top with a lighter version of these. It's not from Stila, but you know, it is what it is. So I'm just gonna let that dry. I mean, this looks really cute so far, just the red and the gold. Like, if you had an event to go to that was themed on red and gold, this is it, right here. Do your brows, put on some mascara, put on lashes, brows. I say brows, highlight, just get out the door. This video is going to be pretty long. Pretty long, but that's okay. Because I don't mind. And on top of that, I have other things in mind anyway. And I knew that this was going to be a long video. I was just too tired to get up and do it sooner. So, yeah. I mean, I need to flare this side out a little bit more. Just to kind of get that out of here. That's what it is. Now that this has dried a little, ooh, not that much though. It might be because it's hot in here, which does not help at all. But my plans for my eyes, other than this, is I want to do a diamond on this side and a heart on this side. So it's like the playing cards, like diamonds and hearts. But that'll take like 2 seconds. This is my most important part because in order for me to capture the element of the Red Queen, obviously when you always see a Red Queen, they're always very pale and they always have red to kind of pop. I do want to catch that with this look, but without having to do like a whole face of pale because I'm already pale. So I don't need it. But I mean, just in general, I don't want to have to do like super pale and then do. I just don't. Because I know there's some people who are darker skin tone than me that may like the Red Queen. And, you know, what about them? Okay, so this should be drier now. I'm taking the Starlit Studio, what's this called? Mythical Liquid Lid. I think this is in like pearl dust. There's no name on it, which I think is stupid. Like, they should at least have the name on it. But, and I don't like this applicator because it's one of the fuzzy ones. I just don't like it. So I am going to put that over top. You can't tell the difference, but it is lightening up just like a tiny bit. Which is exactly what I wanted. It's not like I still want to keep the gold, but I just want a lighter version of the gold. Goodness, and it's mixing. These are like $6 at Target, you know? Okay, well, I tried to use it. It didn't work as well as I wanted it to. So what I'm going to do instead is I'm going to go on the James Charles palette and see what he has in here. Okay. Alright, I can work with that. What is that? What shade is... Okay. I'm going to take Ring Light, which is the bright white shimmery shade right here. And I'm going to use that and put that on my eyelids. I'm not making it wet. I'm just literally just tapping it on. Aha! We have something here. Just to tap that over top. I may spray it. That's pretty. Ooh, that turned out really clumpy on my eyes. Let me see if I can fix that. I'm gonna spray some 6+ on it. See if that works. Oh. Okay. Well, it does work better. Yeah, I definitely think I needed to tap that in, not drag it across. Don't do as I do. If you are, it's okay. I'm fixing it. We can fix it together. There we go. That's what I wanted. Just wiping my finger off. Okay. Now that is done. Almost dropped my palette. Okay, here we go. That's good enough for me. I'm gonna brush off the under eye, you know, fallout. No fallout left behind, which we like. And I'm taking my bigger BH Cosmetics brush, or you can take whatever big fluffy brush you have. And brush off the powder. Now, for the under eyes, if I can find my brush. I am so uncoordinated today. I'm going to take You're Kidding from the James Charles palette. And I'm going to run that underneath my eyes by my waterline. Oh, it's so nice and quiet. Trust me, for people who are adults, they can understand like how nice it is to have quiet. Yes, I am an adult. I know I look like I'm like 16. I'm an adult. Okay, I get it. I look like I'm 5. Okay, I'm being a little dramatic. I don't look like I'm 5, but yes, I am a grown adult. Okay, so I kind of just want to leave it like that, but then I don't want to leave it like that. I'm going to go back in with Sisterhood and put that in the corner. Just in the outer corner. And actually, because I'm stupid, I forgot to blend out here. So I might as well take Sisterhood, blend that into my crease. And to fix that outer edge of where the white gold meets with it. This is another thing why I like this brush, is because there's this flat edge, so you can kind of like just lightly blend it like that, and like this, and kind of like that. There we go. Looks a lot better. Okay, it's getting super hot in here. It's bad. Okay, put the sleeves back on. I always keep the sleeves. I just feel like it's more clean, like sanitary. I don't know. I'm just a freak like that, so I don't know where my other clear plastic thing went. Where did it go? I had it here like a second ago. Oh well, I'll find it. Ah, found it. The bad thing about these is that they're clear, and there's no distinct way of finding them. And so, yeah. Or some of them do this and put the names on the outside. Very big pet peeve about that. Okay. Now that we have all of this situated, one last time I'm going to take this brush and blend it. No extra product, no nothing. Just blend it. Okay. There. Now put all that away. This. Okay. For my waterline, I'm going to be taking Jeffree Star's Unicorn Blood. These are eye safe. Most of them are. I've had a few experiences where they have not been the best to me, but this one I'm putting in my waterline. If you don't feel comfortable doing this, you don't have to do this. You can put brown. I just prefer Unicorn Blood because it's like the red, like ox blood color. And I think that would go really well with this look. As I'm shaking my table. So I am going to take this, put this right in my waterline. One swipe coverage in the waterline. Of course, I poked myself in the eye. There we go. I know my eyes look red. That is not from this. That is from where I poked myself in the eye with this. I still have a little bit of fallout. Oh, I get that. Got it. Okay. For my eyelashes, I'm just going to curl them and add mascara. So, oops. Now, I usually do wear lashes with looks like this, but unfortunately, my lashes are being very temperamental, and they're falling out, or they're getting stuck in my eye because they're so long naturally. Yes, these are my natural lashes. They don't really need to be curled, but I mean they do, because if you look, they just go straight ahead. And like, it's awful. I'm gonna try my other ones. I forgot I had these. Try these. See how these work. Try to close my eyes when I do it. Eyelashes, man. Got them. This is such a pain to deal with. Like, if you have naturally long lashes, people say, oh, that's so good. Like, you don't have to do a lot of stuff to your lashes. No, let me tell you, having long lashes is not as fun as people think it is. It's terrible. Okay, I'm taking the Bad Gal Bang mascara, and I'm just gonna put these on. Just put it on. I'm running out of the mini version of this, but I also have a big version. I don't know why, but I feel like the mini version is just so much more easier for me to use because it's so small. I don't know. I'm putting this on my lower lashes. Also, could be it's melting. Okay. Alright. Now. Oh. While that dries, for brows, I'm going to be using the Benefit Ka-Brow in the shade number 6. These don't have names, which I really think they missed the mark on, because they could come up with some really cool names. But not about what I think. I just put on a heavy amount of product. Oh well, this is a very bold look, so bold brows, bold look. Goes hand in hand. Last night I saw some of Hellraiser. I don't know, man. Like, I just feel like that movie was so overrated. Don't get me wrong. Pinhead? Not a fan. I'm not a big fan of horror movies. I'm not scared of them or anything. Like, I do get scared, like, if there's a horror movie, but I'm mostly into, like, the story behind the horror movie. Like, with, Mama. I saw that. That was actually really sad. Like, spoiler alert if you haven't seen that movie. But Mama, like, with the little girl at the end dying with Mama and the other girl decides to stay. It's so sad. Like, and it's sad, but also, in a sense, it's true. Like, there are actually some families that get separated like that. And that's just sad. I am going to take a spoolie and blend this out a little bit because they are a little Instagram brows. Which, the other day I saw someone wearing Instagram brows and I'm like, oh, no. Recently I've been more into the natural brow. But I think ever since I figured out, like, how to fix my brows to make them look more even, I think that I prefer bolder brows. Okay. On to blush. So for blush, I'm using my Style Essentials Pro Artist Blush Palette. And actually, before I do that, I want to bronze first. So for bronzer, I'm using two. I'm going to go in first with the Hoola Lite. And I am taking my Wet n Wild brush. This is like from the dollar store. And I'm going to carve out my cheekbones. This stuff is amazing. This, paired up with my Pure Bronzing Act bronzer, it's perfect for me. And it smells good. Smells like the 90s. Yep, smells just like the 90s. Nickelodeon, cat dog, wild thornberries, dinosaur. It used to smell like that when watching Dinosaurs, the TV show. Oh. Okay, anyway. I'm going in with my butter bronzer, which I haven't used this in a long time. So I'm actually not going to be using that much. I'm just using it kind of to contour. Just for the lower part of my cheekbone. Just to right about where my brow ends, where the tail end of my brow is. So it's like that. Okay. And then onto the blush, I am going to take this deep, it's like a muted red, pink. take some of that, tap it off, and use that. Okay. And then let me go ahead and do this part. So I'm going to add a diamond on this side and a heart on this side. I'm going to be using the Maybelline Superstay Matte Ink in the shade 20 Pioneer. And I'm just going to use this. Now, if you don't feel comfortable using the doe foot applicator, you can just do a brush. Put some on the back of your hand and do the brush technique. But I'm just going to add, actually, yeah. Okay, so I have a heart. On this side, I'm going to add the diamond. So I have the heart this side, diamond on this side. That's all there is to that. This does look really cool though. I ain't even gonna lie, like this looks cool. And for highlighter, now that we finished that, let me get all this situated again for like the umpteenth time. Put everything in here. Okay. For highlighter, I'm going to take the Colourpop Super Shock Cheek Highlighter in the shade Flexitarian. Now this is a little too dark for me, so I am going over it with the Becca highlighter in Pearl. Pearl! It's Mr. Krabs. Actually, you know what? I'm going to use this one. Just making sure I get everything together. Okay. The best way that I find with these is to use a little beauty blender. This one I got from Ulta. It's not exactly, it's like a half and half. So this side's for like cream products, like highlighter and blush, and then this side's for your foundation. But, I mean, look at that. And I'm just going to put this on my cheeks. Just wipe it, I guess. I don't know. There we go. I had to pack it on. I'm just tapping it in. And actually, just to give it a little bit extra, I'm going to go in with my finger. Look at that. And blend it with my finger too. chin. This is pretty dark for me. I mean, it's not bad, but I'm definitely adding this in the inner corners. Yeah, that works really well. And then because it's so dark for me and because I need something a little brighter, I need to get a tissue. You can tell it does have like a little bit of a dark cast to it, but that's okay. I'm going in with my Becca highlighter in Pearl. And I'm going to put that over top. This is just straight up white. I'm taking this on my Clinique eyeshadow brush, which works very well as a highlighting brush. And I'm just going to blend everything out. Blend. Blend. Put that on my nose. Cupid's bow. Chin. Maybe add a little bit extra to my inner corners. There we go. Yeah. And for lips, I am going in with the Unicorn Blood from Jeffree Star. I was going to do Pioneer, but I feel like because this is already so red, I feel like Pioneer is just going to be too red, and I feel like Unicorn Blood is like a deeper toned red because it's not like bright red in your face. It's a deeper toned oxblood red, so it goes with the look, but it's not too much. If that makes sense. Does that make sense? It probably doesn't make sense. A lot of times, I don't make sense. So, don't be surprised if it doesn't make sense. Just putting a lot of my stuff away. Actually, I might want to pull it out. Just for something else. So, just going to put this on. I should have exfoliated before I put this on. Oh well, it's on there now. Oops. What I like about Jeffree's formula is that it's thin, but there's still pigment in it. So it's not like you're layering and layering and layering. It's literally like one swipe and you have coverage. But at the same time, it's hard. Because if you mess up, you mess up. So. And then for setting spray, I'm taking the Urban Decay Chill version, which is supposed to be cool and hydrating, and it's really hot outside, so yeah. Just gonna shake this up. Alright. so nice. Whew. Oh man, that's nice. And that powdery finish that was on my face is now gone. So, whew. It looks like I was earlier. If you don't get the joke, it's okay. But if you do, you understand. Man. Whew. Okay, sorry. I'm more focused on the highlight than myself. Let's go ahead and head to natural light. Okay, here we are. Whee! I did add, I went a little crazy on this side, so it's a little thick. But this is it. It's actually really nice. Very dark, very vampy, very Red Queen-like. Super cute. And that highlight, man, like, yo. Okay. So, that's it. I know, very dramatic. That's it for the look. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up, and if you want to subscribe, you may. If you don't, it's okay. I will have more videos up soon, so hopefully everything will get ready. My life's a little hectic, but it is what it is. You guys have an awesome day, and I will see you next time.